Chapter 21. The Proposal and the Rejection. I relaxed a bit once my decision was made. The only tiny problem that stayed now was execution. I laughed inwardly. I got up and readied myself both the inside and out. I had to look my decent best tonight. I didn't want any pretenses nor show off. I would present myself exactly as I am. For me, it would only be a clean white bush shirt with iron trousers, black polished shoes, and conservative but tidily done hair. I reached the venue on time with 3 of my other friends, all of whom were appropriately dressed for a formal dinner. It was a lavish 5-star restaurant where the party had been organized. Vivek sir always did everything in style. The ambience was pleasant and classy. I mingled with my crowd instantly. The positive and spontaneous conversations eased my quirky mind a bit. Had it not been for the exigent task ahead, I would have been the happiest person then. As time ticked away, a feeling of surrender shadowed me. Was it some premonition or physical exhaustion of the past few weeks? I couldn't tell. But it was the worst I had felt in ages that I felt then. Strangely, this low esteem had amplified my confidence substantially. What an oxymoron! I laughed again inwardly. The fateful hour had come. It was now or never. I moved away searching for Kyra. There she was, again surrounded by her friends, laughing and chatting carelessly. I stood there rooted, taking in her celestial countenance. Why was it all so difficult? Why couldn't I have her to share my life with me? Well, I chided myself. How can you be so sure of the negative when you haven't even asked her? Yes, she might even reciprocate my feelings. I should be positive. I sighed deeply. I approached the girls with slow, deliberate steps. They greeted me casually. After a few words, I asked clearly and audibly, Kyra, would you mind? I need a word with you. In the wake of the past events, it didn't seem awkward, and Kyra moved towards me with a sure sir and a polite smile. She joined me as I moved away from the group. We walked in the garden up to an ornate lamp post and stood under it as I stopped. I looked into her eyes and saw a whole world in there, my world. She stood so near me I could hear her breathe. I wanted to get lost in that moment forever. Her expressions looked soft and encouraging, yet puzzled. I started. Kyra, I'm a very simple person and hardly in the know of the rules, nor is tact one of my virtues. I haven't a rose nor ring on me right now. It's only my sincere words that I offer tonight. They are my sole support to express what I feel. I hope to relay the feelings as they are, honestly, through to you. She fidgeted and her bearing became grave. I continued. What I speak of is completely beyond my control, and there's no other go than to share it with you now. A slight frown appeared in the forehead. I also have no control in how you perceive or interpret it, but I speak in all sincerity and allegiance. I want you to know that you rule my soul, Kyra. I can't imagine a moment lived without you. This is the whole truth and will remain forever. I understand that you have your own reasoning, predilections, and goals in life, and I won't force you to make your choice outright. I want you to know, mull over it, take your own sweet time, and then inform me of your decision. I shall wait till you are ready to tell me, I said, and started to move. She called, Mana, sir. I stopped short and turned. She came towards me. Sir, she said, I'm deeply honored by the high pedestal that you put me on. It would be any sane girl's dream to have a soulmate like you. That's the reason I do not want any more time than now to let you know what my thoughts are. Love is an emotion, romantic love I mean, has not yet given me the privilege of imbibing itself. I feel it's a very pious and potent sentiment and cannot be squandered recklessly or it should lose its value. I congratulate you for having experienced it because true love is very rare. I feel I cannot do justice to the enormous responsibility that this situation puts me in because it would be a heinous crime to insult your pure love if I say yes without reciprocating it. This vast wealth of honest love is a treasure you should cherish and then let flow towards the one person who actually reciprocates it. She stood there looking down. So that was it. In all those crafty words, she had clarified that she did not love me. It was very strange because I had just been rejected and I did not feel miserable, at least just then. I was rather filled with admiration. I loved her more. I gestured towards the pavement and started walking. She joined. I said, "So, Missy, now that we are clear on this issue, let's set some rules. Tell me, do you have the same verdict about friendship then?" She waited a while and then laughed. "No, sir, that's not so. Friendship is more flexible and inclusive," I added, meaning thereby that for now we can continue as friends, good friends at that. "Of course, sir, we sure can," she agreed. "Then can I exercise authority due in friends to ask for some changes as far as we are concerned?" I went on. "Yes, you very well can," she smiled. I said, "So as a first, Missy, you stop calling me sir and address me as Manav. Is that understood?" She replied instantly, "Yes, sir. Sorry, Manav." It felt blissfully gratifying hearing my name in her voice. We conversed for a long time and said our good nights finally. I came back to my room. Now that I was alone, the scary emptiness engulfed me. Realization hit me hard on my face. Life without Kyra? It was a possibility I hadn't given myself. It was futile to continue living this life day after day, months together, without Kyra in it. Why did I have to be hasty? I should have waited. I hated myself. I was doomed to live an empty, worthless life. What purpose was left now for me? What is there to work for now? What is there left to go on for? That was one of the worst nights of my living memory.